Welcome back to my channel. Traveling these days is really not easy. Either we are not free to travel to a certain destination that we want, or there's just so many restrictions. For those countries where we are allowed to travel, we need some additional requirements, and one of those is medical certificate showing that you are negative from the PCR test. I had a PCR test, and how much was it? Where did I get it? What for? Why did I have the PCR test aside from a travel requirement? I'll share that with you.
Hello, this is Wendy.
I had PCR test twice already. Yes, dalawang beses nang naswab ang ilong ko and throat ko. Why twice? The first one was for a visa requirement. So before we were granted a visa, we needed to present a PCR test showing that we are negative. The other one was for a travel requirement which you need to take within 72 hours prior to your departure. And that is the medical certificate that you will present at the airport, at the airplane, at your country of destination. The first time I had my PCR test was, this one. I'll show you the clip that I got before. We are here in the hospital for the COVID test. Yes, we are doing the PCR test because we need it for the visa. It's a visa requirement. So what we did na muna, we went to the international clinic, and from the international clinic, we were guided towards the center which processes the COVID-19 screening. And then they got our details. You've got to bring your passport with you. So I have the passport of the three of us. There are forms to fill out. After that, you pay to the cashier. So, yon. I'm waiting na for payment. I paid already for the three of us. Payment for each PCR for each of us is 100,910. So that's $100 for each of us. After this, we need to go to the screening center on the ground floor. Kaya boys, let's go to the screening center. This is the screening center, so we will give our papers here. We're done. So this is the screening facility here in Sonchongyang. It was very quick. How was your experience?
It's uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. Did it hurt?
A bit.
A bit, just a bit. Yeah, actually it was very quick. And we're done. Don't keep on touching your nose. Now that we're done, we will just be waiting for the result tomorrow. Apparently, I still need to bring the boys with me when I get the result. I thought I don't need to anymore. You see, we just need to get the certification for the visa purposes. So, they will be absent from class again tomorrow. I'm so sorry, my babies.
Hopefully just a bit, and then I
Yeah.
can go back.
Yeah, hopefully just a
Once
bit.
I test negative, hopefully.
Yeah, of course. We have no doubt about that, Bobby. Okay. So there, we need to go home already. It was very quick lang. Our travel time is longer than our stay in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
It's June 30 and we are here at the Sunchunyang Hospital. We are going to have our second PCR test. Yeah, second na to. This is for our travel requirement because we need to have a negative result of the PCR test 72 hours before we board. Now we will be paying the same thing. So that will be 100,000 for each one of us for the PCR test. And then we need to be back tomorrow for the result. To get the medical certificate in English, we will be paying 39,000. So yeah, that's times 3 for the 3 of us. Pero okay lang, at least we can go, right? So we cannot get the result today. We will be able to get it tomorrow na naman ulit. You don't need a reservation when you do the PCR test. Di kailangan. You just have to go to the hospital accredited to do the PCR testing. In the case of Suncheonyang, they operate for PCR testing from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. They have lunch break. So make sure that you come within those times, and they don't do Sunday. Walang Sunday operation. So they do only from Monday to Saturday. So there, if you are in need of your PCR test and your medical certificate, take note of these days and the day that they cannot do the PCR testing, okay? I'm here again waiting for my time to pay. Madaming tao. Some of them, I know that they're also doing the PCR test, so they're paying. After this, we will go down to the COVID testing center in front of the hospital. This is now the COVID screening clinic, but just like the last time, I think we're going to that blue one over there. We will give our paper that we paid already.
Only you?
The 3 of us.
3? Okay. Here?
So we already showed that we paid, and she will give us the kit, and we will go to the individual rooms
Okay.
later, just like the last time, right, boys?
Yep.
So we will be bringing those. Each of us will be bringing those, and we will go to the kit, to the. Yeah, me.
Yours?
All right, thank you. I will show this there. Linom.
You grab this tissue,
Yes.
grab the door handle.
Yes. So we will use this tissue to open the door.
You wait here.
Yes. So the boys are inside. We will only be doing these blue ones. Now we will go inside individually, and then we get our test individually there. So I don't think I can video myself. And it will be hard for me to video myself, getting tested. So yun, later na lang ulit. Oh, we're done now. That hurts. The last time it didn't hurt, but this time it did a little sting. It was so, her hands were not gentle. So anyway, we'll come back here tomorrow and get our results. So there, see ya. It's July 1 and I'm here at the hospital again to get the result of our PCR test. So of course it's negative. I got the message already. Ayan, malapit na ako. Thank God it's negative for COVID. It's really difficult these days, no? Kasi no matter how much precaution you take, you'll still never know. We should continue on taking care of ourselves. We should continue doing extra precaution para we are safe from the virus. We are spared from the virus. Ayun. So, how much? Medyo mahal siya. Ganito, I have to qualify this one kasi we all know that COVID test is free. Yeah, well, here in Korea, mostly free siya if it is a government requirement that you get tested for COVID. But if you do it for personal reasons like business, travel, you have to pay for it on your own. Well, unless you have a private insurance or if the company pays it for you, then it's a different thing. But yeah, you have to shell out muna the amount that's needed for you to take the test. May na-notice ako and I'd like to share it with you. It could be because tumaas talaga ang rate ng COVID test sa hospital. I don't know, but my experience was the first time my sons and I took the PCR test, we were charged, the receipt gave us a 100,960 fee for PCR test. So that's times 3 kasi tatlo kami eh. The day after, I was billed 39,960 for the medical certificate that I had to show for the visa requirement. So yun, when I was asked before how much the rate was, I would answer in that amount because that was the exact bill given to me and the bill that I paid. The next time that I did my PCR test with my children, I was surprised to see the bill. I was billed 112,960 for the PCR test. So it's a difference of 12,000. And then the next day, just this morning, I got the medical certificate. And this time I was billed 55,960 for the English medical certificate. Before, I got it for 39,960. So how much is the difference? Of course, I know that it's normal for different hospitals to have different rates for their PCR tests. Pero yeah, I was surprised that the same hospital had a different rate from the first time I took the test and then from the time that I took the test now. Kaya the information that I may be sharing with you now, this is the current rate. This is the rate that I paid. Could be different when you take your COVID test or your PCR test. Well, I guess what I am sharing here is even though I have shared with you the rate of the hospital that I took the PCR test from, it could possibly be different when you take it on the time that you will be taking it. So you might want to ask na lang din prior to taking it, how much is the rate at that day or, at that time that you are taking it. Because as I've said, pwede siyang maging different. Kagaya ng naging experience ko. I hope you got some valuable information from this video that I'm sharing with you right now when it comes to, PCR test, the rate, where you could possibly have. Of course, there are other hospitals that are accredited that can do PCR tests as well. So yun, good luck and I hope we get to have safe travel soon and so that we don't need to have this additional requirement and additional expense when we travel. Keep safe everyone. Please don't forget to like my video and possibly subscribe and recommend it to your friends so that you will be updated for more videos to come. I will see you in the next video.